Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to Travel Talk Thursday with Travel Time. For anyone joining us for the first time, Travel Time is a full-service agency with branches in the U.S. and Canada. We've been in business for over a decade and have helped many travelers create their dream vacations over the years. We've received numerous awards after more than a decade, and we're happy today to be bringing another one of our live broadcasts to bring our audience reliable and important information to let you know what's going on in the travel world, but also to help you make plans for your future travels. We know everybody's comfort levels with travel are different, and right now is not the time for everybody. But when travel resumes, we all want to have our dream vacations coming up for us. So that's what this is about. And with that said, I would like today to welcome and thank John Cather from Elite Island Resorts, who's going to bring us information about that resort chain and especially information about their jewel in their crown, the Hammock Cove Resort. My team and I had the privilege to visit this resort on one of our last education trips away, and we were so impressed that we're very excited to bring that information to you today. Without further ado, welcome, John.
Thanks so much for having me, Lois. It's really great to reach out to your clients, your members, and let everyone know a little bit about our tiny little brand, Elite Island Resorts.
You have some great choices there for sure, and very excited to see and hear all about that Hammock Cove. It was a very memorable day for all of my team when we were there and got to visit. And it's on all of our bucket list to go back. And I'm sure with our watchers today, they will feel the same after they've seen and heard what you have to share.
Yeah, it is. It's a very unusual, brand new. We just opened the property in December 2019, and then of course the pandemic hit. So we our first year of operation was actually fairly light. So it's still a brand new property. It still smells fresh and new in the rooms. So it is. We have been open. We remained open. We opened even though the airport did shut down, and then we reopened in June. So we were one of the first resorts to open. So we have been open and have had a few guests who've managed to get out and to come down and do some long stays, that sort of thing, on the resort. So it is open and functioning as most of Antigua is starting to open up.
From my firsthand experience, it would be an amazing place to have a long stay. I can say that for sure.
It's a great place to quarantine, right?
We've shared some pictures via our social channels, and they have gotten quite a bit of engagement. You know, just a spoiler alert: those private pools with the ocean view are just amazing.
Right. Yeah. No, it's an adult only, all inclusive, and so in only 40 rooms. So something very, very secluded for that special romantic honeymoon or anniversary getaway. It's a perfect spot for that. And so we'd like to show you some photos.
Yeah,
Get
for
you
sure.
all ready.
Yeah, let's do it. So you're going to show some pictures there.
All right. Yeah. So to start off, I mean, maybe everyone is not fully aware of Elite Island Resorts. We are based, obviously, in the Caribbean. Focusing primarily on Antigua is our wheelhouse. We have 5 resorts in Antigua, but as said, our gem of the Caribbean is Hammock Cove, which is, as mentioned, an adults only. All-inclusive, tends to be mostly couples, even though we don't say couples only. That's what it tends to draw. We are located on the northeast tip of the island. So for those not too terribly familiar with Antigua, it is about a 3-hour flight from Miami, 4.5 hours from Toronto. So there are direct services from most of the major carriers right directly into Antigua. St. John's is the capital city, and then we are located on the extreme northeast tip of the island.
So how long would that transfer be from the airport to the resort?
The transfers from the airport run about 30, 35 minutes. So it's not too terribly long.
Mm-hmm.
And you get to see a little of the island and some of the local, you know, we don't have too many stoplights in Antigua. Your stoplight is going to be a donkey crossing the road or, you know, that sort of thing. So we're fairly undeveloped. So for those clients who are really looking for something to get away, something totally different and unique, I'd like to welcome you to Antigua. We do have a brand new airport and one of the most modern airports in the Caribbean. We've actually got escalators, as you can see. I mean, this is brand new and very easily equipped for a handicapped traveler. Those with disabilities can get in and out of our airport quite easily. So it is something unique for the Caribbean. And again, brand new, just opened up probably about 2 years ago. That's an overview of Hammock Cove. As you can see, it's individual one-bedroom villas. Each of them
the privacy
with
here is the privacy is what struck us. Like they're close, they're not far apart from each other. But the way the outdoor areas are designed is very, very private.
Very private. Yes, you see those lattice walls do allow for airflow onto the outdoor living space, and it's really a living room, an outdoor living room. So you do have plenty of space between you and the neighbor for privacy if that's a concern. The vegetation now has grown up even more than this picture, which is fairly early taken. But as you can see, you've got a central pool, which is like a waterfall right down, leading right onto the boardwalk and onto the beach. So there's plenty of space for easy social distancing, obviously, which is a new term, but we've become accustomed to it, I guess. But you do have plenty of space for everyone with only 40 units spread out and built on a peninsula. So we've got water on both sides of the resort to make it very unusual. That's just a typical room. Now, we don't have a lot of room categories. As you can see, the resort is only 40 rooms. So you've got basically two categories. Your front row, right facing the ocean, is waterfront. And then the ones that sit up on a little bit tucked behind are called water view. So those are the just the two categories. So silly, simple. When you're making a reservation, you don't have a lot of these convoluted choices of rooms to choose from, and really they're all the same inside. There's nothing special except for the view is the only difference, and that view would be, as you can see, laying in your bed out on the veranda or out on the terrace. You have a private view.
The way these are terraced, each row has the same view of the ocean. The same
view, really. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they really do. There's very little difference in the units, and as I said, there's only 40. So you really can't find a favorite. One thing unique about it is the bathroom. As you can tell, the shower has become a topic of conversation, and it's funny when I'm leading groups through the property. We've maybe travel agents or site inspections groups come down and want to tour the property all at once, which is a little inconvenient. We don't do it too often, but I've led a group through the property, and we've actually had 42 people all in the shower at one time. So that kind of tells you how big it is. It's a big
bathroom.
Yeah, it spans the whole. It's got two entrances, and it's the whole half of the room itself, of the unit. So you've got ample space for two people, of course, spread out as much as you'd like. So the view from the balcony or from the terrace, again, private, full ocean view. And you have we call it a papasan chair, the hanging, it's not really a hammock, but it is a hanging chair that's there on the side. And then you've got lounge chairs, and you've got a fully stocked wet bar right there as well. So you've got outdoor living space, outdoor eating space, because you can have meals delivered to your room, and all of that is included as well. So you've really got a nice outdoor living space.
So when you say all included in this property,
so
that would be meals, drinks, activities.
That's everything. Yes, that's all the meals. So you have 3 meals a day and snacks anytime you want, and you can call your guest ambassador. We don't use the word concierge, or we call them guest ambassadors, dream makers, who will plan your holiday for you, and not necessarily a butler, but that whole idea. So we call them guest ambassadors and dream makers, and they will plan everything for you, whatever you want. Ring them. When you check in, you get a cell phone, which rings directly to your guest ambassador at any time, and they are there to make your dreams come true. As if you want a pizza at midnight, if you want a hamburger or whatever at midnight, if you want prawns, they'll make it happen. So they're always available, and that is all included. So you have 24-hour room service as well, which is part of it.
That's a very elevated service for
it is. Yeah.
It's not your average normal all-inclusive that people are used to going for. Luxury included.
No, it's not your typical all-inclusive. And so we put a 5-star rating on the property. It does, by all of our sellers and tour operators, and everyone does. It is rated as a 5-star. And the food is a full experience. So if you're a foodie, this is definitely the place to go. And as you can see, this resort is sexy to me. It's just, that's what it is. It's for the foodies, and it's just a very, very special occasion. That outdoor mini bar is stocked, and what you can do is download what you want put in it. So if you want a certain type of vodka, if you want a certain type of gin or rum, of course, all of that is pre-stocked for you upon arrival. So that helps as well. You get exactly what you want in your mini bar, Diet Cokes or regular Cokes or whatever you want. Well, we'll make sure that it's correct for you. So that's another unique feature of the hotel. The entrance of the hotel, it's located right next to Devil's Bridge, which is a national park. A lot of history in Antigua about the bridge, and it is a beautiful landmark on Antigua, and we are located directly across the street. And this is our great house, which acts as the welcome reception. You meet your guest ambassador there, who takes you directly to your room. We don't have a check-in process, so you don't go and stand in a line and check in. You are, upon arrival, taken by golf cart to your villa, and you check in your room, in your villa. You fill out a paperwork there if there's anything to fill out, or it's all on a tablet, and drop it off, and it's submitted to the front desk. So there's really no big check-in procedure or anything like that. It's all streamlined and everything. But the Great House is the focal point where you can come and arrange tours to get around the property or around the island. Your guest ambassador would do all of that for you, but it's just a central meeting space. It is also home to our small Irina's bar. And Irina is the wife of the owner, who is on site. Both of them are there 90% of the time. Without a doubt, you will meet the owner. So we're a small company, a small resort, and the owner is on site. So anything enjoys meeting all the guests and does spend time with them on property and at dinner time make an appearance, or at breakfast, you never know. But he's always in a golf cart, and he's got a little dog sitting next to him whose name is Hammock, very appropriately. And they drive around the property. So there's not a doubt that you'll see him. But Irina's Bar is open 24 hours a day. And again, you've got the top shelf liquor, the guys that can make all sorts of unique drinks and fun things all there at the bar. So it is open 24 hours a day, as well as the restaurant. So we have two restaurants. Irina's is a casual restaurant, open again all day. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner is served there. Lighter fare. But it is throughout the day available, and then has outdoor seating as well. So you've got a fantastic view. And then in the distance, this shot does pick up another property of ours, which is across the bay, and that's Veranda. So we saw that one too. Yep, we do share the bay with Veranda, which is a different style resort for families and for everyone. So Irina's or Hammock Cove is the adult only and couples romantic, and then Veranda is a mixture of just everyone, a little lighter fare. The Lighthouse is our fine dining restaurant, and you know, a lot of resorts have fine dining restaurants, but there's a surcharge, and the Lighthouse again does not have a surcharge. And every evening is an event. It could be a 3-hour process, but you know, you're not in a rush. So it starts off, you have a sommelier on property as well, who recommends the wines or the rums or the arpifs to go with your meal. So all of that is part of it. But the menu is very, very unique. Of course, the chef is a 5-star Michelin chef who has worked in various islands, but does come to us from Barbados, and is also very involved with the guests. We have cooking demonstrations. You have fireside preparation of your meal. A lot of times you can order lobster, and it would be, if you want it on the beach, it's prepared by the chef and on the beach, if you would rather do something like that instead of the Lighthouse. So the Lighthouse is a very romantic evening. We do ask that the gentlemen wear long trousers and a collared shirt, because it is a special evening. You can eat there every night if you want. So that's one option. You can eat there every night, or maybe the night that is very special and just one time. So, but it is available.
Do they cater to special dietary needs here?
Absolutely. The chef is very hands-on and will meet with you upon arrival, and any sort of restrictions or dietary requirements. Happy to assist with that. And he is, as I said, does several cooking classes throughout the week. He's there. He's out there all the time, so that you will definitely meet the chef. Each evening he comes out after dinner preparation, or after dinner, or during dinner, and actually calls on all the tables to make sure everything is as they expected. So you really have management right there and wanting to cater to absolutely everything to make sure that it's perfect. As you can see, the view from the Lighthouse is fantastic. It is actually, it's not a real lighthouse. We built it, but it does have a big light at the top of it, and it actually has an elevator going up to it, or stairs to the dining room, to the Lighthouse restaurant. But it is only open for dinner. It opens up about 6 o'clock for the bar opens up, and then for dinner service until usually about 10 o'clock. The last seating is at 9. So it, but it does. Nobody Knows is a bar. And, you know, this came about because we honestly didn't know what we were going to name it. And so Mr. Barrett, the owner, we kept saying, we've got to get this information out to, you know, as we were building the property, what's the name of the bar at the bottom of the lighthouse? And he just said, well, nobody knows. So that's what it became. It's nobody knows. That's the name of the bar.
That's really cool.
So that honestly is how it came about, and it's open in the afternoon and serving all sorts of cool cocktails, that sort of thing. If you're out for a hike, the Chairman's Lounge is open in the evening. Usually, that's exactly what it is. It's a lounge. It also has a cigar bar, which is outside. So it has fine rums and after dinner drinks up there, has darts and pool and those sorts of things. But it's just help yourself. The bar is not manned, so it's just a help yourself sort of situation, as well as the cigars are there. So, but it is open in the evenings for guests to enjoy. We don't have a lot of nightlife at the resort, but there is usually a small soloist or a small guitar solo that's playing up there in the evenings. Romance is definitely what Hammock Cove is about. This is our signature Instagram pagoda right on the beach. That
was one of my questions I wanted. And okay, spoiler alert. This is the Instagrammable spot.
That is it. So we do weddings there. We do private dinners, proposals, sort of those sorts of things. And it is a gorgeous spot, day or night. And one thing so unique about the property, I don't know what the light bill is, but let me tell you, at night, it just glows. I think you could see it from the moon. It really is gorgeous. Subtle lighting is all over the property, and it really lights up very, very nicely. So one thing, seeing it from the distance at night is a beautiful, beautiful thing. So, but yes, we do have a wedding package. And it's very easy to get married in Antigua. So you just have to have a residency of 24 hours. And the paperwork is fairly simple. And we do weddings on the property. And a wedding package is free on a 7-night stay. So
wow, that's amazing. Yeah, we have a fair number of wedding clients at Travel Time. We're well known in the romance travel market locally, and I just love the color of this gazebo. I think that really, yeah, really
absolutely pops. It really, really pops. And you know, when it was being painted, everyone thought, oh, I don't know, but it really, really looks good. So yes, that's our famous gazebo, which is you saw in the beginning. It's right built out on a decking and your own private spot. So as far as the activities at the resort, it is fairly quiet now. So we have stand-up paddle boarding, so all non-motorized water sports. Stand-up paddle boarding, of course, snorkeling, the water rings, which are those big rings that you can just lay on all day. And your guest
hopefully not get sunburned.
yeah, your guest ambassador will bring you your cocktail of choice while you're laying in the rings. I mean, what more perfect is that?
I know.
We've also got kayaks and pedal boats and Hobie Cat sailboats, which are and the instruction for all of that, of course, is included or easily arranged by our water sports team. Now, I don't know how popular pickleball is in other parts of the world, but
pickleball is becoming very, very popular.
Is it?
I don't know what it is about it, but yeah, I'm hearing people's interest in this.
Yeah, it's a little bit a smaller court than tennis, as you can tell. The paddle, and it uses like a wiffle ball. And so it's, but it is becoming, as you may know, I'm based in South Florida, so it's very popular in South Florida, so we have, I think we were the first pickleball court in Antigua, And now we've put one at St. James's Club, another elite property. So it is becoming a popular sport that isn't quite as energetic as tennis, not quite as much running. And as you can see, it's a bigger ball and a bigger tennis or paddle, but kind of a cross between ping pong and tennis. But it's very popular. And we have a lot of guests doing it, and our management team gets out and instructs it. So it's a lot of fun. And so we do have the pickleball courts there. And of course, a spa. And the spa is Perboda Spa. Tranquility Spa is the spa which is open all throughout the day. We have several treatment rooms. We've got treatment rooms for couples massage. So all of that is available as well. And the spa is quite popular and easy to handle. They do all sorts of treatments as well as hair and things for the bride getting ready for a wedding or that special day. All of that is available as well. Now that is one thing that would be at an additional cost, is the spa treatments are not included. We do have a spa package, and it can be built into the rate, and it is offered as well. So those sorts of things, if someone is intending on using the spa a lot, why then a spa package might be the way to go. But we do have a very, very nice, and again, everything there is very new. Our fitness center is probably one of the largest on island, with all sorts of equipment throughout the day, with a fantastic view. You've got the same view as you have from your rooms, but all glass on one side. So really, what better place to work out if you're going to keep up the routine? Why, definitely with that view, it's a fantastic location for that. Just another shot of our beach. We do get a lot of questions about how big the beach is, and I tried to show in the beginning the beach there with only 40 rooms. It's not a huge walking beach, but there's plenty of space. And there's, again, I said we were built on a peninsula, so we've got on the other side, lots of hiking is available nearby. So for the jogger or runner, there's plenty of space to do all of that activity that you'd want in the Caribbean.
So the wedding gazebo is very close to the beach. If they want those pictures on the screen as well, it's right there.
Right. Yep. You can see it right there. And as you saw in the picture, we do private dinners or those, if you want to do that there as well. Why, that's easy to arrange with a little advance notice. But our defining pillars, gastronomy, well, I just call it for the foodies instead of that big long word. But anyway, personalized service and uninterrupted luxury. So in other words, anything that we will make it happen for the guest that they want with their guest ambassador, that is available, as I said, by a quick dial phone, can reach them for those sorts of things. Our chef, as we mentioned as well, does love the public, loves doing demonstrations, kitchen tours, which you don't normally get in an all-inclusive or really anywhere, but he does do those sorts of things and is happy to meet with you personally. Actually does a few nights a week, especially on Sunday evening. He has a table and he invites guests, not unlike on a cruise ship where you have a captain's table. He will have a table and invite guests to join him for dinner. So if you're around and staying at least a week, you'll have that opportunity. So those are some of the fun events that we have, because food is very, very important at this all-inclusive. It's not your normal all-inclusive. It is where we focus on the foodie environment and try to cater to everything. So he really does do a great job with the presentation and the food. As we mentioned, just an overview We have 42 units. Actually, I said 40 early because we buy right now, because of COVID, we have to have 2 units out of service. So we run on 40 units right now. Not that COVID is an issue in Antigua at all. And we are open and have been open. You do right now, and today is what, the March 10th. You do have to wear masks in the public areas, but otherwise out on the beach, anywhere else, and that's only in the public areas if other guests are around or staff. But you've got plenty of living space, vaulted ceilings and ceiling fans, as mentioned there, premium bedding and flat screen TVs, all of those expected things at a 5-star resort. Also, you've got a very unique library in the room. Top bestseller books are replaced constantly in the room for a library. And we have an on-site art gallery. Very unique. It's actually a tunnel, and it's underground. And as you walk through the tunnel, the lights come on for the various displays. So it's really a very unique art gallery there on property. As we talked about the in-room amenities, the large shower, all of those things, everything that you'd want. Your wet bar curated for your selection of wines and spirits, whatever you'd ask for. We will get that put in the room prior to your arrival. And as mentioned, privacy with the louvered shutters, tropical landscaping between each unit really do make it very, very private. The guest ambassador is available as a butler or concierge functions for anything you'd want. And just a briefing of what all-inclusive is at our resort, including all meals throughout the day and evening. In villa dining, if you really just don't want to go to either arenas or to the lighthouse for dinner, just order room service and it'll be brought to your room, and there's no additional charge for that. So is it the same menu as is available in the restaurants, or is it a modified menu for the? It's a modified menu. So, but it is there and brought to you in the room and set up at you have an outdoor eating space there that you may have seen next to the bar, so to your wet bar. So that is all set up for you and delivered to the room, and that is all part of it. Champagnes, premium liquor, wines, all of that is included, and as well as tax and service gratuities. Just an overview of the restaurants that we do offer, and again, the Lighthouse is somewhat elegantly casual. In other words, just long trousers and closed-toed shoes for the men, and use a skirt or sundress, even pants for the ladies. Just no crop tops or anything like that. But otherwise, Irina's is much more casual. Our bars, as we went over already, Nobody Knows Bar is a barefoot bar right adjacent to the beach, and then Irina's Bar and the Chairman's Lounge open at night, as well as Lighthouse has its own bar throughout the evening. Just some fun facts about us. We've already mentioned that it's located near Devil's Bridge, which is a very unique rock formation that has carved out over the centuries of the waves crashing against the rock wall, has carved out a bridge. And but I wouldn't recommend walking across it. It's not for that. The property was named by the owner, Mr. Rob Barrett, who is, as I said, available and on site most of the time. And he always was familiar with this little piece of land. And there was usually a local that would go there and hang his hammock between the trees. And that's how the name came about. So, but it is a very unique sort of getaway. A lot to do on Antigua. If you want to head around and do some sightseeing of the island, rent a car, head out for the day. There's a lot of sightseeing on Antigua. We've got the oldest working dockyard in the Caribbean. So there's plenty of activities and sightseeing in Antigua. And again, we do drive on the left, so it's a little bit different. There's Mr. Barrett, the owner of the hotel. So now you'll see he's always got a cigar, and as I mentioned, he'll have a pup with him, his dog Hammock.
We met him. My team was there actually just before the opening, so in November of 2019.
Okay.
And we did meet Mr. Barrett. He was in his golf cart.
Yep.
And stopped to say hello and greet all of us as we were touring the property. That is an amazing location, and I know it looks and sounds amazing when you describe it and show those photos. But I would just like to add that for me, when I visit a property, it's about the feel that you get.
Right.
And that property gives me a very luxurious feel. When you walk into one of those villas and you have that superb space, bedroom space, bathroom space, and that outdoor living space is amazing. It's not like something I've seen at any properties. So just from our perspective here, the kind of client that would really appreciate this is obviously honeymooners. It's like a paradise for honeymooners. It gives them lots of space, lots of privacy, but the very top notch, you call it a 5-star, I'd say it's a 5+ star as far as what's offered there and the whole experience. Right. But also for anybody celebrating an occasion and whatever that happens to be. An anniversary comes to mind, but there's retirements and there's all kinds of things where people want to do something really special on their bucket list. And I think, after this pandemic is over, a lot of us are going to have those kinds of things that we're ready to celebrate once we can go.
Yeah. And it does pull all ages. We haven't yet established, we haven't been around long enough to get a trend for the ages. So right now our age is anyone from 30s to 60s. I mean, we really don't have.
Is that your last slide there, John?
Yes, that is. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll just put us
He's
back
inviting you to Antigua.
Yeah, and we're more than ready and willing to go. So, the ideal person who this is for, I think that you've explained that very, very well. And one of the things that impresses me is about the inclusions that you talk about. That fine dining that you can have every day.
That's right. Every night. That's right.
The other thing that I didn't miss is that it includes all the gratuities and tips.
Yes, correct. Yeah, all of that is included. So there's really no hidden fees to be worried about. Yeah, all of that.
So as far as a new property is concerned, obviously we have the full confidence in the Elite brand, and we know that the experience will be great for the guest. As far as like opening specials or anything like that, is there anything like that we can pass on to clients that may be interested in looking into this?
Well, right now, it's a perfect time to book for 2022. We do have all sorts of early booking bonuses out there in both markets, specifically in Canada. We do have some early booking bonuses that are being carried by our partners in Canada, and as well throughout the U.S. So your market, if you do have those, yes, our rates are quite competitive against other 5 stars in the region. I think you'll find that if you compare a 5-star to us, you'll find that we are priced very aggressively.
I think I saw a promo that was a 6-night free.
We have a 7th night free offer. We do, yes, 7th night free. Most of our clients do tend to stay 7 nights, particularly from Canada, but from across the U.S. as well. So we do have a summer promotion that is the 7th night free. So that's something to definitely take advantage of.
What about packages for anniversaries or honeymoons?
Yep, we have honeymoon packages, all of that. And as I mentioned, the wedding package is free. And that also goes for renewal of vows, which is something that is easy to do. You'll have a legal fee that for both the wedding and the renewal of vows, a legal fee, which I believe is about $300 US. But otherwise, the resort does the flowers, the cake. We do the boutonniere for the groom and the flowers as part of that. Then if needed, you do need to have a witness. So we are able to provide that, 2 witnesses to stand up for you as well, to be part of your packet or part of your wedding party if you don't bring one. And so all of that is included.
If the couple are coming with, a number of guests.
Yes, and we do have great group benefits at the resort, and those are all available through. You can make those arrangements as well. We have actually a group department that does groups for all of the elite resorts, and so feel free to. We can send you information on all of that as well. Yeah. So,
what is the most economical time of year, I guess, to visit? Is that?
Well, the summer. The summer is definitely, of course. So you'll have May and June tend to be couples wanting or romantic sort of, usually honeymooners or anniversaries. July and August might be the teachers getting away because the kids are out of school. They want, or those that want to go somewhere without children. So that type of getaway, and those months usually are the cheapest time of the year. As you head towards November, the prices do tend to go up some, because as winter comes on, people start to think about the Caribbean. So of course our higher season is from November through, say, Easter.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this property looks amazing, and it's actually on my bucket list personally.
It is.
Without hesitation. That is something that I definitely would like to visit when the time is right. And I'd like to say thank you very much for coming on today and sharing with us all this great, valuable information about Hammock Cove.
Oh, it's my pleasure. We really would love to see you and see some faces down in Antigua at Hammock Cove.
Absolutely. If anybody's interested in more information about this property or any of the other Elite Island resorts, definitely reach out to myself or one of the team at Travel Time. We would love to help you out with that. We understand that people's comfort levels with travel after the pandemic will vary. Some people are already traveling. Some people are just waiting here for the pandemic quarantines to be lifted, and then they'll be ready to go. More people are waiting for the vaccine. So whatever your comfort level is the right answer for you. And we're here to support you in that and to assist you when the time is right to make a travel plan that will make your dreams come true, that you've been thinking about all during this time. And we totally understand, because we're right there with you. So thank you once again, John. And we have enjoyed the journey through the resort and looking at the various areas, especially those rooms. Those rooms are amazing. They're amazing. Well, thanks for inviting me, Lois. It was my pleasure. You're welcome. Thanks again.